Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and welcome to another episode of The Glass Mic, where there is no script, just transparent talk. I'm Chantal Says It All, and it is the new year.
Yup,
It's the new year.
2021.
New year, same rules, so y'all can't know who my guest is yet. I haven't introduced them, but you know it's the guy. Wink, wink. So before we see who he is, this episode has to start off with trying ish.
Trying shit and trying shit, trying shit and trying shit, don't work. Trying shit and trying shit, won't work. Trying shit.
And of course, you all know with this segment, these are products that are not paid ads. Some of these products were sent, and some I purchased your truly on behalf of the Glass Mic. If you are someone you know is interested in having a product tried on the show, make sure you send that to us on Instagram at the Glass Mic or email us at info@theglassmic.com. So I have a couple of little goodies that were sent from Love Pretty P on Instagram, LOVEPRETTI. And the name of her product is Pretty Red. You're gonna have to edit this part out because I learned how to say this word and I forgot. Apothecary. Pretty P Apothecary. There we go. So yes, she sent in a couple of goodies. I'm gonna introduce my personal favorite first. It's the Venus Refresh, and the pH is capitalized. They're feminine wipes. They don't have a scent to them. So you know how most feminine products, they be like really like feminine smelly. And then when you have sex, next thing you know, somebody like, oh, I taste this or I smell it. It ain't hitting right. You know what I'm saying? So I got a wax yesterday, and I'm really sensitive after I get waxes. So after I got that, I did try one of the wipes. And I liked it, and it made me feel really fresh and made me feel really feminine and tingly. And I also tried her feminine body wash. Again, I'm not really a big fan of using products down below. One of the products I did want to try was Honey Pot. But I didn't get to it because I've been trying to work on making sure I'm good with taking probiotics and my vitamins and eating better. But I did give this product a try. I liked it. It wasn't overbearing. I'm very sensitive again, and I didn't have any issues. Speaking of issues, she also sent in pH strips. So look here, ladies. You know, some days everything be good. Some days it be like, What it be like? Somebody smell like tutti.
Smell like durr.
So look, we're childish.
Somebody
But yeah.
do it the thing there.
Yeah. So you can check your pH levels. Of course, you know, if you pay attention in science class or not, you have basic and acidic. I remember that, and I haven't been in school in ages. So you have those. She takes care of you. If you're into sage, I'm personally not. Don't throw an arrow at me. But if you are, she does provide sage, so she can help you get that energy. You be on Instagram all the time like me.
Yep.
So it's this meme video. If you ask me, I will send it to y'all. But it's a meme video, and it's the characters from Arthur. And they're running around in a dark house. And the caption was like, when you burn sage and you don't let the windows up, the demons don't know where to go. So they just running around the room all over the place. But if that's what your liking is, she does provide the sage for you. And again, go on Instagram, type in LOVEPRETTIP and tell her that the Glass Mic sent you. Yes. So the next portion is shot o'clock. So my viewers, I know y'all see me. I'm looking real good. Y'all remember last time this part right here, that was body. Like I lost 40 pounds. Woo!
Yep.
I lost 40 pounds, so this part of my body, I'm just keep looking at the camera like, dang, this me for real? I used to have a weave to hide it so I can, like, catfish. I ain't got a catfish no more. So, speaking of, I'm doing a Daniel fast right now. Today is the last day. So, in honor of God, I said that I love y'all, but he comes first. I'm not going to be partaking in the hookah or the shots, so I'm going to have a shot of water. Let me get my water bottle. You're going to have your shot of wine.
Yeah.
Unless you want water. I don't pressure. So, cheers.
Cheers to 2021.
2021.
Glass Mic.
I said that like it was vodka. That's how y'all know I be playing when I take my shot. It don't even be strong. Water not even strong. So, just to break the ice, I'm going to go ahead and introduce my guests, and we're going to play our game. Say hey to the people.
What's going on, people?
What's your name?
Cortez.
Oh, Cortez.
Cortez the Great.
You're not the original, the great.
It's fine, but it's 2021, so that name belongs to me.
You see how his voice kind of cracked? See? Exactly. I proved my point. Well, hey, Cortez the
What's
Great.
up?
You breaking the season 3, Virginia. Look, they just
Yeah.
gonna be used to it now. You manifested season 1. We were recording on this iPad,
Right,
the
man,
whole
look.
show on this iPad on the couch. I had a bonnet on. And he was like, when I'm gonna be back? And I'm like, but you're back.
I'm back.
You're
back at it
missed.
again. So
So we're gonna play. I got some new games for you.
let's go.
So I got Truth or Drink, Would You Rather, and Things You Should Know. I'll go first.
All right.
Okay, Truth or Drink. I'm finna get them with this one. Today was the day you wrote me on Facebook. Back in 2016.
Okay, what I was supposed to say?
If you think it's the truth, say it's the truth, and if it's not, take a drink.
It's not the truth.
It's not the truth?
No.
Oh.
It is.
Drink, 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 drink. Men ain't speak. I can't curse it, y'all. So y'all not gonna hear the colorful language. I don't have
I've
a happy
been drinking
candy.
and my brain cells are non-functioning on the left side of my brain.
The left side?
Or the right.
You need to be confident in your lies. I just was saying the left side to see if you was telling the truth
Okay,
or not.
next question, please.
It's your turn. You could ask me truth or drink, would you rather, or thing, or something I should know.
I think this is something you should know.
Okay, what's something that I should know? You want me to give an example?
Yeah, because you didn't give me no heads up about
Oh, I
this.
don't want. I don't warn people, baby. I let
Okay.
people sink or swim. So, let's just say, for example, things should I know? Did you know that it's just real basic? A butterfly starts off as a caterpillar.
Yeah.
Something like that. It don't have to be
Okay.
nothing. Just it could be anything about animals, life, whatever.
Did you know that it? Do you know that it take 8 minutes from sunlight to reach Earth?
For real?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
yeah. It take 8 minutes from the sunlight to reach Earth.
It must be on CPT time.
I don't know what time it's on, but I learned that in like 5th grade.
I didn't learn it. I'm a Google. See, I like stuff like that. I like knowing little stuff like that because it broke the ice. Like, the more you know. Now I feel a little smarter. So, I'm going to play one more with you. I'm going to do Would You Rather.
All right.
Ooh. What level you want? You want it PG, rated R? What type of question you want me to
Just
ask?
throw one at me.
Throw one. Oh, throw it at him. Would you rather wake up and realize that living out here was a dream from whatever day you wake up from, and you're able to go back and fix stuff that you dreamt? So, for example, you wake up and it's 2017 in Mississippi. Would you rather wake up there and be like, whew, it's a lot of stuff I didn't do, so it's a lot of stuff I dodged? Or would you rather wake up in Mississippi and realize that it was a dream and redo everything?
I'd rather wake up and realize it was a dream and then do everything that was in the dream.
Do everything's in a dream? Even like
Yeah.
good and bad?
Good and bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
You drink brown.
Yep.
That's a brand answer. Because Clear, I'd be like, well, no, Clear say the same thing. Because Clear be like,
Yeah.
I don't care. Okay, so you have to ask me a would you rather.
So would you rather wake up that millionaire, whoever won their winning ticket, but when you wake up, your legs, am I making sense? Wait a minute.
Keep it going.
All right.
You going somewhere.
So just say you would make $1 million winner, whatever, and then you wake up and then you don't have legs. But then you have another possibility or whatever that when you wake up, but you have your legs, good health, but you're not a millionaire. Which one would you rather have? Your legs or the $1,000,000?
See, I haven't
Millions
had
of dollars.
$1,000,000. I have never. What you gonna buy another pair of legs?
Hey,
You gonna
you
be
can.
bionic?
Yeah.
Well, you see where I head set. My head, look, I've been doing just fine. I done had some wet booty sandwiches before, been broke, and just happy. You gonna have
Yeah.
your little $1,000,000. You can't even walk off. Now
It's
we'll be like,
okay.
take your little $1,000,000.
With my
Walk off
titanium
out.
legs.
Huh?
With my titanium legs. I can buy some.
Okay,
I can buy some more
Pistorius.
legs now.
You go right on ahead. I'm gonna let him have it. So speaking of let people have it, today we're gonna talk about 2020.
Let's go.
So I don't know if you know how when you save stuff, it don't let you save certain symbols like @ symbols, periods, blanks, exclamation points. But I want to name this episode 2020 was fill in the blank.
Okay.
And I'm going to ask you before I tell you what the people said, because of course, I posted discussion questions and engaged the people, and I asked them a series of things, and they told me their responses, but I'm going to see what your response is, and then
Okay.
some of them I'll let you guess their responses, and we'll go
Cool.
from there. Cool?
Yep.
Yes. So, what was 2020 for you?
2020
In one word.
for me was growth.
Growth?
Yep.
That's a good one. I wasn't expecting that one. I really haven't looked at what they said, but I just thought it was going to be some negative words. I would say 2020 was awakening. That's
That
my
too.
one word.
Yeah.
It was awakening. I woke up.
Right.
Like, I'll tell you a story, and then I'll let you tell a story, and then I'm going to tell you their answers. But when I realized 2020 was awakening, and we were eating the sandwiches, drinking, having a good time, and next thing you know, someone was like, oh my gosh, y'all, Kobe Bryant just died. And my heart dropped. Like, the way that I process information, I go into shock. But it's not a shock that everybody thinks it's like, you be like this.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, in my mind, I have to tell myself over and over and over again the new truth. Kobe's not alive anymore. Kobe's not alive. Like, you would have thought I knew him personally, but I'm still talking and interacting.
Right.
But in my mind, I'm trying to process something that'll never be again. And that was hard for me. That was the awakening moment. And then after that, everything else just was like, whoop, boop, 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 boop.
Mm-hmm.
So what was your growth moment?
Well, now that I thought about it, I would say roller coaster.
Roller coaster.
Yeah.
Okay.
So last year, like after my birthday, everything just went like, it was a roller coaster, like your highs and lows and some unexpected stuff. And it just was like, okay, I'm at my highest, then boom, I'm at my lowest. So it's like you got to pick yourself back up, pick everything back up, and then you're back at your high again. So, and then especially with COVID, and it was a lot of people that passed away last year. Some people we didn't know, some people we did, but it was definitely a roller coaster ride. So
Yeah. And you're not alone. A lot of suicide rates went up, a lot of hospital rates, not even just with COVID, but people checking in mentally. There were a lot of losses, of course. A lot of divorce went on. Marriages went on too, but just talking about the down and out aspects, you aren't alone in that.
yeah,
Actually, I was listening to one of my favorite podcasts, and normally I listen to this guy. He's always energetic. He's the one that normally pulls people out of the rut. And towards the end of the episode, he was saying how he was battling suicide. And my heart just was like, really, him? You know how it's those people you put into. Just like, for example, you may, like me, I have a bubbly personality. People probably like, she don't even never be sad. She never crying. Chantal's get sad. Chantal cries too. Like, we're all human. And with the world pausing like that, you are used to being so busy and having everything your way, you have a time to sit down with yourself and in yourself.
Yeah.
So a lot of people got to learn about themselves in
Definitely
that
during the
time.
quarantine period, you know.
Yes. Yeah.
So,
So I'm gonna tell you what my people said.
all right.
A lesson, crazy but good year, insanity, a true roller coaster, a Leo,
Mm-hmm.
December through bomb, wild, eye opening, the year everything became clear, challenging, amazing, a blessing in disguise, financially speaking, a trying year, harsh and humbling, a time to relax and reset for some, educational, one of the best years of my life. And let's see, I got some more answers. Let's see if I can find them. Oh, ghetto. Ghetto. A time for great reflection and innovation, a learning experience, the struggle emoji face, my love language changed. I discovered more about me and bossed up. 18. Okay, you better
Hey.
boss up. I love that answer. So y'all know me. I'm very joyful. I don't believe in toxic positivity, which means fake it till you make it. I do think that you should not have to broadcast all of your troubles. It's not for our um business to know. Like, for example,
Right.
the shade room, I feel bad for celebrities because they can never just have a normal relationship issue or a breakup or a loss of a child because the first thing is going on the shade room. And then what
Mm-hmm.
happens? The shade room may not say nothing bad, but the comments, like, those people are whoo woosah. So with that being said, I don't want this episode to be negative. I want it to be bubbly. I do understand that we have troubles, but the gist of the show is for you to have a little slice of heaven in the midst of your troubles so that you can go back out there and tackle the world. So I'm going to ask this question. What was the best thing that happened to you in 2020?
For me,
For me,
I would say
so many things.
it's a lot. Uh,
You can say more than one if you want.
so promotion at work. Um, I was able to get my mental health in check. I'm gonna relate to back when you said people have a lot of things. Well, a lot of things happened to people in 2020. When COVID hit.
Yeah.
So sometimes we deal with our mental health issues in the wrong way. Like with drinking and drugs and stuff like that. Not saying that I was using it to cope, but
Mm-hmm.
I went and got help, and I feel a whole lot better about it. So
I'm so proud of
yeah,
you. You know,
but a
I
lot of people
butter
don't
up.
know that. So
Yeah. And you know, I butter up people on this show, so you are not excluded. Even though
yeah.
you slipping in butter, I gotta butter you for the people. With you being in your 30s, you
Hmm.
being a black man, you being from Mississippi, surviving COVID, surviving Black Lives Matter, surviving all the turmoil around, surviving Trump,
Yeah.
just surviving stuff, period. And for you to know that it's nothing wrong with you, but the fact that it's nothing wrong with getting your mental health in check, that speaks
Right.
volumes. And
It
I'm so
does.
proud of you for going out and taking the initiative of doing it because sometimes people wait until it's too late. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And
It's definitely true.
I have a couple of y'all. You know, I never tell names on here, but I have a couple of the people who recently told me last year that they tried to attempt suicide. Um, I don't be surprised when people tell me that because more people think about it than you know. It's just we had this cookie cutter society where on social media we only post our best selves. We only post
Hmm.
ourselves out, having fun, drinking, being cute, posting funny memes, posting Justin LA boy, the little toxic meme, stuff like that. But behind the scenes, it's so much. And then we're going to see who watched our story, who said this, who's saying that, oh, this person watching my story. everybody's mind is the same. We all have, and y'all know I'm fasting, so if I throw some Bible stuff in there, get with it. But we all have a thorn in this, which means we all have some type of struggle or flaw. My struggle may be insecurity. You may be as confident as can be, but your struggle may be spending habits. You may suck at spending. You can't keep $1 in your hand to save your life. So, with that being said, a lot of people, I'm not saying that they want to do that because they're comparing themselves to others, but sometimes we compare ourselves to our bad situations. We may have came out of something, but because we're not forgiving ourselves for it, we still beat ourselves up. For example, I used to beat myself up about stuff, and sometimes I can catch myself getting in a low state of mind, and I don't even do those things anymore, or I'm not even that person. And I'd be like, well, this is why this happened to you, because you was doing that then. If you wasn't doing that, this wouldn't have happened. And I have to catch myself by not doing it. But sometimes people don't catch themselves and they get low. Mm-hmm. So I'm not going to ramble. But the thing that I told those people, first of all, I'm honored that you felt comfortable enough to tell me that. You did not have to tell me that. You don't owe it to me. I love you. I'm a prayer warrior. I prayed. So if you have attempted before, or if you are considering it, please Google the suicide hotline number. There are people you can confide in. Now, everybody is not a professional, so I would say that you should look up a trusted professional resource for you. Because professionals aren't perfect either. I don't want you to go to a certain therapist and feel like you're obligated to talk to them because you already paid them or anything. No, date therapy. Just like you date people, date a therapist, date whatever you think is your best practice. Right. Getting back to the happy. So that was your best thing. Is there another best thing that you want to say, or you want to just stick to that answer?
I think I just stick with that one. Yeah.
Okay. The best thing that happened for me last year, my baby. I'm on here now. The podcast, my little pride and joy. It's funny because I would say, y'all, we not in the ghetto. I don't know why I hear this siren. I don't know if y'all can hear the siren or not, but I'm not used to hearing it.
Right.
No shade nobody in the ghetto. I born and raised, been in North, South, East, West Jackson. But this siren is boggling me. I don't know if y'all can hear it or not. I'm gonna edit this part out.
Let's go.
Wait till the siren get done. Okay. The best part for me, it's funny, we were doing a Daniel fast together last year, and something was telling, well, I'm not going to say something, but it's the way that I hear God's voice, I don't hear like a voice like this. I hear my intuition tell me something, and my intuition was telling me to, do something as far as podcasting because I'm always engaging on my social media. And I didn't act on it right then. I took little notes and stuff, and I showed, my husband and my friends and stuff. Like, I named it originally Mind House, and I sent them like a little clip about it and all that. And it was like, oh yeah, you should do it. Yeah. And I sat on it, and I didn't do anything with it. And then quarantine happened, and I had free time like everybody else. I was on my phone more. I saw I'll tell you the story all the time. One of my followers was doing matchmaking on her page with her close friends. And I told her, hey, I'm going to try this with a couple of my followers because I had, a couple more engaging people, like single people that would ask me to hook them up with people anyway. So I'm like, let me try it. She was like, good girl, go ahead. It blew up. It was over 1,000 like people watching my story. The Shade Room watched my story all day. Like, it was deep. So I'm a mass comm major. I'm finna Mona Scott this. Like, I need to market out for this. So I hit up one of my friend girls, Erica Singleton, and I said, hey, I'm doing really good off of this. I think I want to go ahead and get this podcast to go. She helped me rebrand it. She helped me with the name, The Glass Mic. The same, like, as far as, like, the gist of it and the outline, that was me. That's how Mind House wanted to be. And she was like, no, let's do a name that can grow, The Glass Mic. And that's how this was born. So 2020, that was the best thing that happened for me.
Shout out to Erica.
Shout out to Erica. So the people, let's see what the best was for y'all. Starting my business, I was able to purchase an 18-wheeler. My partner came home from being detained by ICE for 10 months and get to be a for real family. I started my business and started a new job. I got a new agent and got baptized again. I traveled, made a few new friends, and I got the job I was hoping to get. I learned about what triggers me and how to handle it. getting laid off, graduating from school, and doing what I love. Made the decision to become better with fitness. Started my dream job. I learned that my fear of being alone wasn't real. I love this. I got, I got into grad school on scholarship. Criminal charges dropped and started a business. Okay, you
Hey.
better be a entrepreneur. Y'all, I could joke sober. You know, they don't be the edibles that had me goofy.
Right.
I just be goofy, period. So let's see, a couple more answers. I was able to learn to love me. It's okay to cut people off for my sanity. Amen.
Yes.
I became a mother. Okay, MILF.
Congratulations.
Getting close to family. I got to leave a toxic workplace that triggered me emotionally and started WFH. What is WFH? Okay.
Working from home.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. Working from home. That's good. My business did better than it has since we've been open. Look, I'm not going to give you away because then I have to tell everybody else's business, but food sales. If don't nobody buy nothing else, they're going to buy some food.
Yeah.
And tissue, like, you know, the end of the world or something. So the next question, of course, when I said the best thing, I asked what was the worst thing that happened to you in 2020. Do you want me to go first or you want to go first?
I'll go first on this.
Okay.
I think the worst thing that happened to me in 2020 was, like I said, a lot of people don't know, only my close friends and family. I contemplated suicide back in, I think it was August.
I remember the day.
Yep. So,
August 21st.
August 21st, I contemplated suicide for the first time in my life. Didn't go through with it because I knew that if I chose to take my own life, I would go to hell. So, you know, I had my family, friends, my wife. So it's like I had all those people dependent on me. So I was like, you know, I got to tough this out. Like I said, I went and went to a doctor, you know, got my anxiety and my depression in check. I did go to a therapist. So I feel like I did all the right things in order to, you know, make sure my mental health was in check. Like, I think it was I wouldn't say it was really due to COVID, but it's like when you had that free time, it's like you know, you have all these thoughts and you should be, you know, ahead in life than you already are, or you should be doing way more than what you should, and you know, a lot of regrets and things that happened in childhood, you know. So it's like, and then it's being a black man, it's like we gotta have it all together at times. Like we can't show weakness, we can't cry, we can't, you know. It's like we all gotta be aggressive, and you know,
Right.
you know, I'm a man, you know, I gotta carry myself like a man, and I gotta, you know, I can't show weakness at all, but you gotta do what's best for you, and that's what I did for me. So it was plenty of days I cried, I'm not gonna lie, you know. So like I went and got help. I feel like on a scale from 0 to 100, I feel like I'm at 95% right now. So that was the most difficult moment for me in 2020, like contemplating suicide, because I never would have thought, you know, that would be me. You know, you see people and you watch movies and stuff like that, but you know, stuff changed at the, you know, the blink of an eye or a snap of a finger. So
Yes.
yep.
And just coming, I mean, you know, I'm right here on you. So, like, you know, sometimes people be like, you know, you didn't see that coming, but you really don't. Like
Really
I
don't.
said, it's normally the strongest people. And I told you, I always look up to you, and you have moved so fast because we've been knowing each other since, well, you know, as far as getting to know each other on this level since 2016. So this almost 5 years. And I told you, like, you have moved like that. Like, you went from doing what you do at work now to getting the promotion, like you said, starting your own business. You went to school, beast it. You were able to build stuff from pallets. Like, one of your gifts is craftsmanship. Like, I can't even brush my teeth all the way good, and you could do everything with your hands. And okay, we see you, pearly whites. And so, you know, like I just like, what can this man not do? Like, I'm like, oh my gosh, he is perfect. Like, your family can call on you, your friends can call on you, I can call on you, like everybody can call on you. And you know, one of the first things I can tell you, I would be like, enjoy the fruits of your labor.
Yeah, it's true.
Don't just work and come home. Like, enjoy yourself, do things, go out of town, whatever you feel is best. But I do want to applaud you for the fact that you did step out there and tell people that, because like I said, it's a lot of people that's battling that, and it may not even be to the point of committing suicide, but it could be just depression, period, anxiety, talking down on yourself, people telling you you're doing good, but you don't see
But
that.
you don't feel it, you don't
Like, you
notice
don't.
it, but other people do, on the outside looking in.
Yeah,
Or it's what they portray you to be.
right. So I do applaud you, black
Thank
man.
you. Black man, black king.
Come on, King. I'm glad that you turned that negative into a positive, and that's one of the key things. You're breaking a generational curse by
Yep.
doing that. And being a 30-year-old, you're able to pass that torch down because you're in organizations where y'all give back to the community too. And one day when you have a child, a son, or a little girl, you'll be able to tell them like, hey, when I was this age, I went through this. Like, you're stopping a lot of blocks. Like, you're stopping them from going through a lot of
Right.
things that you went through.
Exactly.
Yes. The worst
For
thing
you.
that happened to me in 2020. Ooh. Okay, this one hurts, but I had to learn that. Hold on, yeah, I'm doing my video recording. The worst thing that happened for me in 2020, I had to learn that a lot of people are in my life just to see what's next. Like, how can I explain it? They are in my face, they're happy for me, but they're not happy for me. For example, I try my best to try to check on people. Like, I send little text messages. I tell people happy birthday. I'll do little things, like little stuff I notice. If they're going through something on Instagram or if they or anything, I don't write them under their page like, ooh, call me or nothing like that. Most of the time people are going through something. If they're my friend, I already know about it before it hits Instagram anyway. So I feel that if someone is writing me on Instagram about something, or if they're texting me out the blue trying to wiggle information, you're not doing it to be sincere or genuine. I had a lot happen for me last year. Like, I tried to lose weight. I've been having an up and down battle with weight for the longest.
That's true.
The longest. And I would make promises to myself in the mirror every day. I would promise my husband. I would promise the world, like my stores, and I'd be like, this is the day, this is the day. And I would make so many excuses. Oh, I had a bad day. Oh, my PCOS doesn't let me lose weight. Oh, different things, just making so many excuses and trying to transition from that to be more accountable. I noticed that some people will only because I try to be more transparent too on my page. So most people, they'll be like, oh, what's up? What's going on? And I'm like, in my mind, I try to have the heart of Jesus, where I know people talk about me and I know that people don't really care for me, but they're still nice to me. So I don't normally, me, Chantal, human Chantal, I'd be like, don't fake the funk with me. You don't like me. Like, what's the point of talking to me? But the Jesus me, the spiritual me be like, okay, I know that we don't talk like that, but hey, what's going on? How can I help you? So I've been tapping more to my spiritual side. That's what I was getting to. Been tapping more to my spiritual side, and I noticed that more people was trying to be in tune to see what was going on with me, because I withdrew from social media more, which has helped me a lot. Like, I would be that person to see who watched my story, who said this, did somebody saying this, does this look right on my page? I've been editing my page, taking pictures down, taking pictures off. I want to see people wondering what's going on. With us, like, we rebranded our pages.
Right.
People probably like, oh, what's going on with them? Some people, just asking, like, what's going on with this and that. But they're not bold enough to say this and that. And then it's like some people that are bold enough to come and ask me, like, what's going on. I'm like, y'all don't care for me at all, because I'm so transparent. I posted everything.
Right.
I posted about my weight loss. I was in the sauna jacket, looked like Missy. I posted the beginning of my fast. I got two and... I got two in tune with my fast, and I just wanted to have some privacy. So I decided to get off of it. Like I said, today's the last day of the fast, which is bittersweet. And I just wanted to rebrand my page. Of course, as I lose weight and some of my pictures, I'd be like, what the word? I take some of those down. And I've really just been really transparent. Like, it's nothing that I have hidden. So it's like, if you're writing me out the blue saying, oh, I noticed this is different about you, or different about your page is going on, then you really don't care for me anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, how are you doing? I just switch it back on you. I be like, well, I haven't heard from you in a while. What's going on with you? Are you okay?
Right.
Like, you just have to switch it back up on people. And that's a piece of advice that I give to y'all because I don't want to ramble. But one thing I will tell y'all, when you're having your highs and lows, that's when you'll notice people's true colors. When you're at your highest and when you're at your lowest. Some people assume that you're at your lowest, but you're really at your highest. And sometimes
right.
it could be the opposite. But again, you have to remember, no matter what may happen, if you do hit a rock bottom and you feel like how this I was talking about earlier, celebrities in the shade room comments, everybody has a thorn. Like I said earlier, everybody has an issue. So let's just say you post today, I'm mourning the loss of a loved one. They're not here anymore. And somebody be like, well, it's probably your fault because you was in the club all the time, so you probably made them. First of all, forget them. Y'all know I'm not cursing right now, but forget them. They need to mind their business anyway, because it was cool of you to at least put it out to the world that you're mourning.
Right.
Second of all, that person that commented under you, they got some stuff going on in their life too. But don't you worry, because people like that, what goes on in the dark comes to light. And those naysayers, those people that sharing your stuff, putting you in group chats, talking about you under their breath, not even to your face, some of them still speaking to you, they got a thorn too. And God sometimes will allow you to see that thorn being pushed into them deeper.
Right.
Remember that. You know, I be preaching
Yeah,
sometimes.
you see
Baby, your
people
granny
who
be
really
coming
are.
through me some days.
Hey, you better come through.
So I'm going to say some of the worst things that happened to y'all. My 30th birthday trip with 26 confirmed guests was canceled due to COVID. Girl, you
Wow.
salty about that because you remember the guest count. It's okay. You'll have many more
Yeah, you
birthdays.
will.
You will have many
And
more
happy belated
birthdays.
birthday.
Happy belated birthday. All things considered, 2020 was an okay year for me, honestly. Lessons learned aren't always bad. Getting COVID. Found out my ex-girlfriend was having sex with my ex-boyfriend. Okay, come on, Jerry Springer. Send that in. I was out of work for 10 and a half months and lost my 5-year relationship.
Wow.
You're going to get a better job and a better partner. I say partner. My father passed away. Somebody said nothing. Caught COVID. Being forced to sit and cope with death instead of using social events in life as an escape. I lost my aunt and anchor in my family. Let's see, what's another one y'all see it. It was some more in here. I'm sorry if I don't read your answer. I'm trying to make sure I don't get these slides confused, but that was some of the things that y'all said. But let me tell y'all something. Y'all know, I don't really bring in my sorority too much, but y'all know my line name is Unpredictable Storm, right? I live by that name. You don't know what life is going to throw at you, right? Some days it's sunny, some days it's a little cloudy, some days it's sprinkling. But just know that when there's a storm, when it seems like you're at rock bottom and you're at the end, there's no other way to go but up.
Right.
Would you agree with what you told me earlier? Well, told the people earlier about, what happened with you when you were at your lowest point?
Yeah, I agree.
You
Definitely hit rock bottom. It's like I had it all, but at the same time, mental wise, I didn't.
And that's what's more important.
Yep.
Because what is it if you have the promotion and the weight loss and your Fashion Nova clothes and the little sexy haircuts and stuff, and you're not happy, like that means nothing. That goes back to the $1 million. I want my legs. I want to be broke with my legs.
I'll buy some more.
See, it can't buy it all. So I asked them, I said, this is a guessing game.
Okay.
Y'all think he cheated. If he get the answer right, he cheated.
All right.
Because he looked at this iPad.
It was a quick glance. 1, 2.
See, you got to keep your eyes to yourself. You always glancing.
Well, I was always a kid in school that didn't keep his eye on his own paper.
It shows.
Mm-hmm.
Other than COVID and Black Lives Matter, did 2020 feel like any other year for you? What percentage do you think said yes, and what percentage do you think said no?
I think 80% said no and 20% said yes.
He cheated.
I got it right?
He cheated.
Hey.
83% said no, 17% said yes. That don't count. I'm going to ask him another statistics question, y'all, because...
because how could 2020 be compared to other years? Well...
You're right.
Recent years or whatever.
I guess it just depends. It's some people in a bubble. It's some people that's
you
real life in a
had
bubble.
Trump and his minions. You had COVID. You had people passing away. Um, these racist people that you know, I think it was a different kind of racist. They'll shake your hand and hug you, but at the same time, back
People,
then,
period.
yeah, they'll shake your hand and how you doing, but at the same time, it's like showing their true colors. But that's a whole other topic.
Yeah, people. A lot of true colors was shown. I feel like with last year, y'all know me. I always say like we've always been in the spiritual warfare,
Mm-hmm.
and I just feel like everybody's character shown. If you was a good person, your goodness came out. If you was a shoddy person, your shoddiness came out. Like a lot of celebrities and stuff were saying stuff like I'm like, oh my gosh, you have been an influential celebrity. You really
Yep.
said that. And then
Mm-hmm.
some people I thought didn't have a lick of sense, and I'm like, you're really that intuitive? Like
Yeah,
20,
because they don't show that. That's the thing
yeah.
about it. It's like a lot of celebrities don't show, that side of them, or they got to worry about losing deals and stuff. If they speak out about police brutality or speak out about, what's going on. It's like they got to walk along the fence in order to, continue to be successful.
Then there was some everyday people too that has kind of switched up. Like I just say personality wise, like it's some people where I'm used to seeing them a certain type of way, on Instagram or just anything, and then they like dropped a bombshell of news. Like, it was. I don't want to put. I try to make sure I go from informative, not being messy, but
Yeah.
being informative. But I had one person I follow. Her page, she was like the Rachel Ray, Aisha Curry, like good girl, and it's like now she done turned, and it's like, okay, I didn't know that you were into, the surgery life and, the promiscuous life, and I'm like, I'm a little baffled by it, but I can't tell you how to live your life.
you
You know what I'm saying?
can't.
But we all go through this. So that's why I was like, some people may be in a bubble and they may be like, well, that's just life. Some people
Right.
go through like different phases and avenues trying to find themselves. But I'm like, nah, this year's shown a lot. Like even with me, like I'm more in tune with my spiritual side. Like when I say spiritual, I don't mean like I said, no offense to anybody that's into sage and crystals. But again, when I feel like with me as a Christian, I have to tell people, no offense if you're not a Christian. I said, I'm not doing it anymore. Like, if I want to be on Instagram and I have my rant and then tomorrow I want to post my scriptures and stuff, I'd rather be transparent and y'all judge me and God knows where my heart is and I'm really working on the path to being full with him than me trying to pretend to be a Christian 100% on here
Oh, right.
and behind closed doors. Y'all know I be cutting people off in traffic. I be nooking if you bucking.
Doing
Like,
the bussy challenge and
well, the bussy, what we say about the bussy challenge the other day?
I forgot.
Cause you was like, you do it. And I was like, I don't want to come out
Oh
the
yeah,
face
you was
doing
like
the
you don't
bussy
want people to
challenge.
judge you, but people gonna judge you regardless.
Yeah, people are gonna judge regardless. Like right now, like I'm talking about spirituality, which y'all may be like, well, you got a hook and drinking, but you have to this is when you find the epiphany in your life. When you get to a point and you are like, I don't care what people think. You could say the craziest of news. Like with me, like I lost 40 pounds or whatever. I'm gonna say y'all did all day till I get to 50, and I'm gonna tell you I lost 50 pounds. People might say, well, oh, she was sick or she was stressed, any of that. I used to care about that. Like, I hope people don't think I lost a lot of weight that quick because of stress. Y'all can think I lost that weight because of COVID. Y'all can think I lost that weight because of my hair then took some weight off. I don't care. And once you get to a point where you really don't care, then you see like this new level of peace.
Right.
Like you do. But as long as you care about how people feel and think, you're gonna always have that worrying, and then the worrying comes from this and that. Let me make sure this ain't a statistic question. Okay. The next question I asked was, which month had the most impact in your life in 2020 and why?
August 21st again. I mean,
August was your impactful month?
yeah, that's when I was contemplating suicide, and it's like a lot of different things led up to that. It was like it wasn't just I decided to wake up. It's years of dealing with depression, anxiety, or beating myself up, but I would never talk to people about it because I'm the type of person it's hard for me to trust people, so I'd rather keep everything to myself and bottle up. And then once it all come out, it's all these different emotions, and it's just a hurricane. But
Yeah.
but look where I am now, So I feel like that was meant to happen at the same time because it taught me a lot about myself and allowed me to be completely vulnerable and allowed me to open up to people to express what I went through, and and I can use my situation or what happened to me or the things that I've gone through to help the next person, the next man. It don't have to be a little kid, it can be to help the next man. So,
Yeah.
like we don't have to have it all together, and we don't have to,
The best
yeah,
teachers and models are people that go through it themselves. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? You using your story for His glory, and I appreciate that you sharing it. The month that had the most impact for me, I would have said August. I thought about saying August just because of piggybacking off you, like with me being your wife. Like that's, I will say August because that's kind of what sparked everything for me. Because I remember the day before, I always make like little videos to myself, and we were like working on ourselves at that time before, and I had made like a little video about me trying to lose weight to myself, and I was like, Cortez, I'm right there with you. I had penned a letter to you and everything.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm gonna be like this with you. We're gonna be one. And I want to say that Sunday you told me the news, and it shattered me. Like I didn't want to go to work. I just wanted to be here and just like make sure you was straight. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause I mean it just shocked me because I'm like, okay, his birthday just passed. As far as like your behavior and stuff, I did notice some changes, but I didn't think that it was to a point of okay, this is gonna happen. Now
Right.
I was like, okay, therapy may need to be included in what's going on because there's nothing wrong with therapy. I always tell people that before we met, I was going through therapy. When you wrote me January 24th, I was going through therapy at that time because I felt that I needed love. Like I felt like I needed a partner. I feel like I had to find love in people because I couldn't find it at home. I didn't want to find it in myself, so I was trying to find it through others, and I was going through therapy to find it in myself. So
Right.
when you wrote me, I liked you too, like I did, because I remember you wrote me that October. But again, me working on not trying to be into somebody because they like me, I tried to practice what I was contemplating. What was I gonna write you back? What was I gonna write you back? And I wrote thanks, love, because I felt that was a safe
Yeah.
answer.
You hit me with the future. Thanks, love, and joy.
No, it. I just didn't. I didn't want to. I was trying to change how I normally do, and
Yeah.
then with my therapy, and then you came into my therapy session. When we got engaged, we went to therapy. So I've always been an advocate of that, but that's something that you had to decide you want to do, and you took that initiative and was like, okay, let me go.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, I'm not finna let him try to change and be better on his own. We finna be a team. So that's when I started going to work out. You had helped me get my trainer. Eventually, I was able to do it on my own. I made little steps. Like I don't take the elevator anymore unless I got groceries or something. I take the stairs. I cut out certain foods. I still eat stuff. Like if I want to eat a pizza, I'm gonna eat it, but I don't eat it as often. I cut the 4 for 4 out. My money.
4 for 4.
My money it goes towards more healthy foods, and you don't have to have $1,000 in your bank account to eat healthy. Like I thought you had to, but I changed that around and I worked on little stuff. So even though that month it wasn't the worst month, we said the most impact. So that's how that month had the most impact. And as y'all can see, like you said, the chin, I mean you still see a little piece of it, but it's going away. You know what I'm saying? The boobs going down, like the skin is glowing. I thank God that He allowed you to use that struggle for you to be able to help. And like you said, you will help others, and you have helped me. And I tell you that all the time. Thank you, but I gotta tell you thank you again.
You're welcome.
So let's see what the people said. May, April, my wife came home. May, July, October, December, I can't choose. October, I got COVID and my grandmother passed away. July, August, because I lost my relationship. But I did start traveling more and exploring more. December, May and December, I had to woman up and adjust and grow up. August, July, finished school, took a vacation, passed my test and got in my bag. October through December. August, the week of my birthday, I had COVID. June, March, September, God just showed a lot in a 2-week time span. December, I watched my baby enjoy her gifts. So it sounds like a lot of people had issues really like in that middle end of 2020. Do you have like a hunch about maybe why it was like around that time of the year? Like between July and December? Just a
Because I
guess.
feel like, yeah, COVID hit, but it's like when the quarantine happened, I think that's when everybody just had all this time to themselves and like just really think and reflect. And it just, some people use it, to build businesses. Some people realize, their wrongdoings or, just anything. So you had a lot of time to yourself to just, what I'm saying, just reflect and
Yeah.
try to fix things that are broken, about yourself or whatever that was going on in your life during that time.
Yeah. So, how do you predict 2021 to be? That was the next question.
I predict it to be, I feel like once everybody, well, if everyone get the COVID vaccine or whatever, I think things will somewhat go back to normal, but I don't think it will ever be normal the way before COVID because, you have all these restrictions. But I think it's, people still going to travel, do whatever they want to do. That's one thing about other countries say about
The U.S.
the U.S. that we're spoiled and but I think it's gonna be good. Definitely not gonna stop me from achieving, excelling, whatever. I mean, so it's like we have to learn how to deal with it, cope with it, or whatever. Get vaccinated and go from there.
Right.
Because I still plan on traveling. I'm trying to go to Dubai and and
See the world.
what did I say? I want to go. Yeah, I want to go to Greece. So I still
Okay.
plan on doing it.
Cool. Set that up. How I predict 2021 to be, I think when I think of how 2020 was, I think more than COVID. I think of a lot of things like just the unsaid things as far as like behavioral changes, as far as people saying and doing things that are quote unquote out of the norm. I would not say I would predict things to go back to normal because if it goes back to normal, that means it'll go back to how it was and history repeats itself. I do feel that, of course, because we are in the world, I mean, the world is not going to be lollipops and unicorns every day. There are going to be some good days and bad days. But I do feel like a lot of healing and recovery will come within this year. I also believe in manifesting and empowering the tongue.
Yeah,
So
for
whatever
sure.
you say is what goes. So I'm not going to say I hope this year is better. I know this year is going to be better. I know that we've learned a lot from 2020 where we're hit with obstacles and unpredictable storms. We can't avoid those, but we can learn how to weather the storm. If that makes sense.
Right, it does.
So I do see a lot of great things happening, especially those who have hit rock bottom. Like I said, the only way to go is up. No one can make you believe that except for you. And if you have to go through those extra steps to try to find that, by all means do so. Have a support system. If you have a higher calling that you like to believe in, mine is Team God, Team Jesus, do that. And also you get those professional resources. So the people, this is what they said they predicted. Amazing, intense but also hopeful, lit, prosperous, a year full of intention and God's promises happening, booked and busy, prosperous and fulfilling, year of transformation and change, eventful, all about happiness, sensational, breaking the bank and the internet this year, phenomenal, exciting, inspirational, blessed, and even better. So those are all some great answers.
It is.
And as y'all know, we're recording this in the month of January. So normally a lot of people have that New Year, New Me, New Year's resolution momentum. My little piece of advice, I want y'all to keep that going. What can we do to keep that going? Because I'm the exact same way. When January 1st comes, it's a reset. Every year on January 1st, I always say I'm going to stop cussing. And by January 1st at 10:30 a.m., I done said about 5 cussing words. That does not mean that I won't stop cursing. I just want y'all to know that when y'all have these ambitions, like let's just say you want to be vegan, do not expect to go cold turkey. If you can do that, that's fine. But you may go from January 1st to January 11th eating carnivore pieces all day long. You eating rabbits, lambs, all guys' little animals that was on the ark. But then you had this moment on the 14th where you bloated and you like, you know what, I can't do this.
Right.
This is hurting me. I don't feel good. And you start taking those baby steps. So next thing you know, it's March 3rd and you don't know what an animal is. The only animal you know is yourself.
Right.
So I just want y'all to know, don't feel like you're pressured to try to keep things going. Take baby steps one at a time, and find your ways to stay motivated. Next question. 2021. What will you do different this year than last year?
What would I do different this year than last year? You know what? I didn't use my PTO last year. This referring back to work. So this year,
Okay.
I'm gonna take vacations. I'm gonna travel. My job will be there when I get back. You know. So,
Won't he with you? High five.
Yep. So if you have PTO or vacation days, whatever it may
PTO is the
be,
cure for preventable PTSD.
so yeah, take those days. The company gonna be there.
Yes, I've been telling you that forever.
Yep.
I'm so glad to hear they come at y'all. I told you at the beginning when we first started dating, I told enjoy the fruits of your labor. Enjoy the fruits of your labor. We had started talking in March in 2016, and we had booked the flight with that April,
Yep.
and then went to California
Went
that
to
July.
California.
Like we just look.
And I got one more. I know for sure that a lot of people know that I did like carpet cleaning and cleaning in the past, and it's like I've always put that in the back seat, or I would start on it, but not continue to go all the way through with it. So I think I know for 2021, I'm going to be, not I want to be, I'm going to
Okay.
be a full-time entrepreneur.
There we go.
So like I said, shout out to Erica. She helped me set up a lot of things, and just look forward to it.
Yes. What would I do different this year than last year? Worry less. I am a worry wart. I'm an overthinker. I still do it. I overthink everything. Sometimes if I don't get an answer that I need right then, I will make all these situations in my head like, okay, this must be what it is. This is that. Oh, this person isn't talking to me. They must not like me. Or, oh, well, I didn't get this amount of money today. Maybe this isn't meant for me. Or, oh, I didn't get this amount of listeners on this episode. Maybe this isn't for me. Like, I worry. And I've been working on not doing it. Now, I'm not saying I don't do it anymore, but I've learned to, when I do have those moments where I worry, I create a panic room in my phone, and it's 10 questions. And one of the questions is like, are you alive right now? Can you breathe? What do you see? Different things just to calm me down. And if I keep doing that repeatedly, I get to the point where I can just tackle it right then and there.
Yeah.
Like, oh, word coming, block. So the people said focus more on the money, better than 2020, be more contentious about my word choices. You trying to say cuss list, I understand. Focus and stay to myself. Drink drink less, commit more to a healthy lifestyle, save more and better, go with the flow, trust the signs, live freely, stay in the house more. COVID is more serious than it was. Lead these Negroes in 2020. I won't silence my creativity, guard my heart, and discipline myself. Okay, so those are great answers, and I don't think I answered. Well, I think I did ask this one. I already asked this one, so these are coming back. So we could just kind of wrap up with the 2020, then we'll go over to the listener letters. But do you have any advice for anyone that's having a tough time with? Let's just say their 2020 was great, but then they got hit with some bombshells already this month. What would you say to those people for advice?
Allow yourself to have time for yourself. Like sometimes you have to be selfish and do things that makes you happy, or don't worry about the naysayers. People are gonna have their own opinions, but at the same time you have to do what makes you happy.
Yes. Again, my advice for people would really be in the simple way, mind your business, and the detailed way, you like that? Mind your business. That's all. Just mind your business. You remember Will Smith? That would be it. And by mind your business, I mean that you have to be careful because, again, I said this earlier, but you can never say something, enough. But like I said, we all have a thorn and an issue we have going on. And sometimes people can change and grow. Like, for example, and I'm just being realistic. I follow a couple people who weren't the best of people maybe a decade ago because we're getting older. So I'm 29. When I was 19, they were shot to hell. Like, nasty attitude, rude to people, just oblivious, self-centered, always talking about people, delighting in people's demise. It's just real negative and nasty. Fast forward to 10 years later, they're not that person anymore.
Right.
They're kind-hearted, they're compassionate, they're not talking about people, they stay in their lane, they're giving, they made a 360. What's wrong with society? We don't allow people to change. We are so used to this pattern where I'm used to you doing me like this. I'm used to you treating me bad like this. So why should I speak to you? Because you never
Right.
speak to me. Like, you gotta let that go. You gotta let it go. What my mama say? Let that ish go.
Sometimes you just gotta let this shit go. Y'all gotta let this shit
I can't
go.
curse right
Stay
now.
in your own lane and drive your own speed limit. Because some of
Yes.
y'all be in other folks' doing the same speed limit as other people, and you got a donut on one of your tires. But stay in your
Yeah,
own
that's
lane
what I'm
and drive your own
saying.
speed limit.
Most successful people are not successful because of finances or material, but because of their mind and their heart. So respect people when they go through stuff. Congratulate them in their successes. But yeah, so I was saying it because sometimes we could see stuff on social media like they could present bad news. I used to be that person, and like I said, I'm working on, like I said, from being informative to being a messy person, because none of us think we're messy. Newsflash, we all have had messy moments. Some of us still have them, some of us don't. Just being real. I don't care who you think you are.
Right.
If you're sending stuff to a group chat, if you're talking to somebody about somebody else, that's being short, messy. So I just I don't want people to think like negative when they see somebody have a bad situation. I don't want people to feel like they're being toxic positive by trying to reach out, because some people will be like,
Right.
oh, you know, I haven't noticed you on social media, what's going on. They're still trying to get into you. Me personally, like, if you post out front what's going on, or even if you don't say what's going on,
Right.
sometimes I just stop right there and I just say a prayer. Sometimes I let you know I said a prayer, or I just send you a random scripture. If you real close friend, I be sending out little free food coupons. Don't write me talking about why you ain't send me no free nothing. If you my friend or my associate, I've gave you something, whether it was a word of wisdom or a prayer or something. So I just want y'all to be more like that. Like, not like me, but just, you
I got
know.
one more thing.
Okay.
If a person is coming to you to confide in you, that must mean that they really trust you.
Mm-hmm.
So when people tell you certain things about their life or what they're going through, and you go back and tell the next person, then it says a lot about you, your character, and their friendship, supposedly friendship that you have with that person.
Yes.
So I think people need to understand that, you know, you can't control people from talking, but at the same time, you have to watch, or you have to really dissect who you tell things to, or, you know, whatever the case may be. But people just have to stop doing that, because you're not only hurting that person, but then this person, you know, look at you in a way of, you know, like, dang, I trusted you, and you went back, you know, and said some things that I told you, and now the friendship is gone. And it's not that person's fault, because they confided in you, but instead of them being a good friend to that person and, you know, help them get through that, they decide to do the complete opposite. So
Yeah, I agree.
that's all I have.
And y'all know I'm a little positive first. Let me have my
What
little
a hookah?
one.
What a hookah?
It's probably done by now, but I can do some more cold. But
I
yeah,
got a little
so
smoke out, but yeah.
and everything is a learning lesson. Like I said earlier, you learn about yourself and people when you're at your highest and when you're at your rock bottom. So like I said, I'm on this learning train on my spirituality where I'm learning to forgive people. Right now I'm at a moment where I don't hold a grudge. I love you, but you gotta give away. Like, you can't. I gotta set a boundary. Like, we can't be buddy talk on the phone every day. But if I'm out in public and they ask me how you doing, I ain't gonna be like, oh well, forget him, forget her. I'm not on that. But I also want to say that if you do have a point where you were that person where somebody confided in you and you went and said something to them, I do believe that you can change. Now, with the person that you did it to, would they believe you, forgive you? We can't say, we're human. You know what I'm saying? People have a right to have their feelings and be upset. But if it was a true love, a true friendship, if that's meant, it will circle back. If not, that was a season. Cry about it, go forward. But if you are or were that person, if you were that person and you ask for forgiveness, you're forgiven, keep going. But if you're still finding yourself to be that person, ask yourself, how would I feel if the shoe was on the other foot with the thorn, the personal thorn that I have? It may not be the thorn of the
Right.
person that told me or the thorn that I told you. But how would I feel if this person was to tell somebody else what I told them? And with that being said, I'm going to tell y'all business in the listener letters that y'all sent me. These are just some old listener letters for 2020 that I didn't get to read on previous shows. So they're gonna be really random. You can glance because it's a lot of words. You're gonna be able to read all these. Okay. So, yeah, it's a lot. Now sometimes I get a little wordy and I read a letter on top of a letter. So I hope that I don't do that again. But I'm gonna read this first one. This is from Anonymous. Being affectionate has been tough for me. Before my stepfather and mother got a divorce at age 16, my quote-unquote dad, I'm calling him that because he was the only and best man that I knew growing up, would take me on dates, tell me he loved me all the time, expressed how beautiful I was, always hugging me or kissing me on the forehead. After the divorce, it was weird because I was missing it. I was seeking all kinds of attention from friends or guy friends because it made me feel unattractive or unwanted if I wasn't receiving it. I started dating my ex for 2 years. He would hold my hand and I would move. I would want to play in my hair. He would want to play in my hair, but I would refuse. Well, we broke up and he yelled that I was the worst female because I wasn't affectionate. And that was why we couldn't connect. And he cheated because I wouldn't hug or hold his hand to show him I loved him. A few therapy sessions later, we discovered it had something to do with abandonment issues or me feeling that I wasn't good enough. After a few homework assignments, I've learned to hug people or rub my person I'm dating back or beard or even let them play in my hair. I don't know. I feel comfortable now that I'm being affectionate and I let my guard down. Oh, that was some therapy session talking about it. Thank you for letting me express it to you. Yes, that is a big key. That letter actually was perfect for today's episode. A lot of the issues that we are going through right now, the thorns that we had, they were given to us as kids. Everybody's thorn is different. Some people didn't, they got love and they didn't receive stability like shelter and food. Some people probably were abused as kids. I was one of those kids. I was abused at a young age, and that allowed me, like, well, most people, you think that they would shut down and not want to be around people, but I would try to find love in everybody. Like, I always tell people I love you, I gotta hug you, I gotta get this and that, gotta get kiss and touch. I mean, I'm very clingy. Like, I didn't know how to be alone. I always needed somebody, so I learned that in therapy. So a lot of the issues that y'all are having, check your childhood. That's what I like to tell people. Check your childhood, because sometimes what happened to you as a child, if you don't address it, it will affect you as an adult and it will affect your relationships. Yeah. And sometimes you'll see yourself going through that same pattern, or you might end up doing the same thing that happened to you. Also, I have a lot of friends. I noticed in my friend group recently, I'm the one that says I love you or says compliments and stuff to people all the time. I recently had like 3 of my friends tell me that it was hard for them to say I love you back. Like, I never noticed they didn't tell me they love me back. But one of them was like, I love you too. And I was like, okay. I really didn't notice that you never told me to love me. But she was like, I went to therapy and now I'm learning to say that. But I don't take it personal because, like somebody said earlier, everybody's love language is different. With Cool Bro J.
Oh, okay.
So she said, oh girl, my experience was hecka short-lived. He was fine as heck, but he wanted me to work out, and back then I was kind of lanky with a booty, so I didn't see no reason to go hard in the gym like he did. I didn't want any muscles, and I didn't and still don't like exercising. So about 3 weeks later, we realized we weren't what each other was looking for, because I wasn't about to be in the gym 7 days out the week. And he didn't just want to lay and watch cartoons on a Saturday morning with me. Saturdays was his go crazy, go stupid days. Look, I feel you.
I didn't like working out either, but you get the personal trainer.
But you know, you weren't like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she's talking about 7 days a week.
Oh, no.
You weren't doing those 7 days a week. And you weren't like, you didn't make me feel intimidated. Because, you know, when you was with Justin, when we worked out together, you lost 60, I lost 20.
Yeah.
You didn't make me feel like, oh, well, you need to be losing 60 because I'm losing 60. Like, you was cheering for me as if I lost the same way that you did, because losing 20 is better than gaining 20.
That's true.
So I was in the Saturday morning, afternoon, like on Saturday.
Who's trying to get up and go to the gym on a Saturday? Not me. No, I mean Saturday morning. Not gonna happen.
Yeah, I like to go like after work or in between work.
Or like midday, you know, but nah.
I don't like that either.
I just want to lay there. You know what I'm talking about? Just lay there.
You so crazy. Now, speaking of lay, we're gonna go ahead and lay this episode to bed and go ahead and end these. So I do want to tell y'all, if y'all want to write in any letters, You can send them to info@theglassmic.com. In the subject line, you place advice or unscripted events. And you can place your IG handle in those letters, or you can be anonymous. And I want to thank you so much for coming on and breaking
no
the
problem.
season. Yeah, she is shedding horribly. Y'all, that's my little Shih Tzu. If you're watching, y'all saw her. Her name is Bella. If you're listening on that podcast, you probably heard her sneeze. Y'all done heard so many sound effects on this show today. It don't make any sense. I want to thank you so much for coming onto the show and being so transparent with the people. Go ahead and give them your Instagram or any plug-in information you want to let them know.
Y'all can follow me at Cortez the Great _ on Instagram. That's about it. Not on on Facebook, but I don't.
Don't
be
nobody
on
really
there,
touch
on
Facebook.
there.
Facebook be for
Twitter, I'm on
family
there
and
here and
old
there,
heads.
Snapchat, but yeah, mostly on Instagram, Cortez the Great _ Catch me on there.
Catch me outside. How about that? Matchmaking Wednesdays, I'm still not doing any updates. Like I said, if y'all want to see those, you can go on my personal IG or you can go on the Glass Mike's IG and you can look at the highlights and see those. Again, I'm not responsible for if somebody is not single anymore since I posted that. It is up to you to go look. You better play Inspector Gadget. By Inspector Gadget, I mean you go on their page, look at their comments, see who hard-eyed it, and make sure that they ain't got no significant other. Look at the tag photos. Some people are really good. They will clean their page off and they will look single, but they are not. So again, that's not my responsibility. That is up to you. If you find them attractive, DM them.
Right.
It's plain as day. They either gonna like you or you ain't, and if they don't, then oh well, that was your game, and a lot of time you saved. If you want to sponsor an episode of The Glass Mic, you can write us on the Glass Mic pages on Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter, or you can email info@theglassmic.com. And of course, we are on YouTube, Patreon. I have been neglecting y'all, my babies. I'm so sorry. I promise to give y'all some updated content soon. Also, if you want to just send like little happies, because I know I purchase products on behalf of the Glass Mic, and I also do donations to the people on behalf of the Glass Mic. So if you are interested, you can cash out the Glass Mic podcast. Yeah. You can see the links on the link tree that's in the bio. And lastly, subscribe, rate, and review. I am on all podcasting platforms: Pandora, Amazon, Apple, Spotify, SoundCloud, Google, all that good stuff. Like, I'm on everything. Lastly, of course, follow me at the Chantal Lewis, TheChantalLewis, and the Glass Mic, TheGlassMic on Instagram. So I just want to thank y'all again for tuning into the Glass Mic, where there is no script, just transparent talk. I want to thank you again to my husband Cortez for coming on the show and loving on y'all and being open with y'all. Y'all better take it, because he is really low key. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm the talkative one, obviously.
Right.
If Cortez is talking, you better listen. I want to thank you again for coming on. I also want to thank our sponsors for supporting the vision and the brand. And I want to thank our listeners. And I do this for my family. I do this for my friends. But most importantly, I do this for the people.
For the people.
I'm Chantal Says It All. And as always, I love y'all.